Welcome. You are now tuned in with Eyesonpodium podcast, and I'm here with the full cast. I'm here with my brothers, Henny, Coach Chris, and Showtime Tone.
What it is.
We have a fire show for y'all today. We're gonna tap into a lot of topics, but before that, please like, comment, and subscribe. Hit the notification bell so that you get everything that we drop when we drop it. We're gonna be doing some live shows soon, so I need you guys to pull up when we do that, so we can continue growing the channel.
Come in this Thursday.
Draft night. Johnny Manziel.
We're gonna go live on draft night. Bear
5
with us.
years later, I'm not a man still.
So bear with us. Bear with us.
Yes, sir. First one. It's a lot to get into, man. All season just popped off. Let's get into it, man.
I don't read no comments. I don't care what they say. Time and place, we can talk about it. Last night I was wildin'. Made 2K over 2K. It's a new day and I'm back to problem. Bank account be crowded. By next June, need 5 rooms, soundproof. Watch them doubt it. Hey, they try to talk me out here. I done wasted some greatness just sitting there trying to think about it. I go jump a ring, give all of my homies rollies. I'm a hot pick, rolling with me, gon' be low key. Best believe it's more of us, but today I'm dolly. Grab me by the hand, damn, she don't even know me. Open hit the corner for the 3, nobody noticed them. Catch me out in traffic, keep it curry when I'm closing up. No one should be talking, eyes on podium. No one should be talking, keep your eyes on the podium. Yeah. No one should be talking. Eyes on podium. Yeah. Look, open at the corner for the 3, nobody noticed. Catch me out in traffic, keep it curry when I'm closing up. No one should be talking. Keep your eyes on the podium. No one should be talking. Yeah.
The Knicks miss out on Bradley Beal. At least that's what some people think. How y'all feel, Coach?
Hell no.
I think they'll be okay. I think there's other free agents that are available that can also fill the spot that Bradley Beal would have filled. I think that a free agent that the Knicks should take a look at is probably Brook Lopez at the center position. I've been looking to see who the top free agents were, and I saw that he was a free agent, and Brook Lopez doesn't really need the ball like that. He spreads the floor. He's a great rim protector, right? So you bring him, and that brings the aspect that Mitchell Robinson doesn't have, which is the spreading of the floor, right? And he's also just as good as protecting the rim as Mitchell Robinson was.
Yeah,
I think you can move Mitch in another piece and probably try to go after Zach LaVine, who would still fill sort of the same role as Bradley Beal was going to fill, that bona fide wing scorer.
Take it easy, bro. Take it easy. Let's get through let's one by one it, bro. You just go. Don't skip ahead.
My bad.
You done now. Hetty, how?
I'm sorry.
They talk about Bradley Beal. We missed out on Bradley Beal. Let's do this again. This guy's crazy. This guy's excited. Hey, take it easy. Drink some water.
My bad. Bill. We were fine without him, and we're gonna be fine without him. So he missed out on the Knicks
for sure.
He didn't even So they gave him. They said that his representation could go and talk to teams, and his teams he picked was to talk to the Suns. I believe the Suns and the Bucks. And
Suns, Bucks, the Heat. Well, the Knicks was in there too.
Nah, that was speculation. But who he went to talk to, I think, was the Bucks and the Suns.
I'm sure the Knicks had a conversation with somebody. I'm sure.
No way.
Yeah, I heard today. I
see no reports of him talking.
I did. That's what I'm saying. I seen that.
I heard today Chandler Parsons was a little upset. He was saying he doesn't understand how that's what they traded for, when Rudy Gobert got traded for 5 first-round picks, and they gave up basically nothing because they know Chris Paul's not staying there.
Right.
So it was like, what did they? But they also said it was because of Bradley Beal's no trade clause, and they wanted to
that's it. How
send him
as
to
a
his
player
preferred
understand that?
destination.
How does a former player can't he understand that? Like it was his choice, and they had to take whatever they could take.
Yeah.
That don't make no sense. Shame
Yeah,
on
that-
you, Chandler Parsons. Shame on you.
But if I'm the Wizards, I would have asked for more than that.
I mean, what can you get? They can't give you nothing.
Yeah,
this is
they
what we
can't give
got.
him.
Take it or leave it.
Yeah,
they
what,
couldn't
what's your
give
take
him-
on this song?
Yeah, that was a horrible trade. For the Wizards, I think Suns would be okay, but for the Knicks, like it takes me to like the baseline question, right? Like, what do the Knicks actually even need, right? I think they have a pretty well put together team. I think they're better without Bradley Beal, right? I like the camaraderie and the chemistry that the Knicks got. If I'm the Knicks, I may entertain the fact of bringing in a Dylan Brooks, right? Having that villain character, a defender, somebody who can come in, knock down shots, is not going to require too much. It can give you a light 20 every now and then, but those would be the type of players I would look at. Some players that you can bring in, not have to pay too much. Maybe a Seth Curry would be another gentleman I would want to bring in. Pair him with Quickly and Grimes. You don't know what you can get. You got a 3-point specialist and stuff, and Dylan is gonna be a dog, right? He's gonna be one of those defenders that I think would look good on the Knicks. And under Tibbs' tutelage, Dylan Brooks might be an all-star in a few years. I've seen Tibbs do that to a few players, so definitely something to look out for.
How's Dylan Brooks? Wait, how's Dylan Brooks gonna be an all-star coming off the bench?
You remember Jimmy Butler?
The starter?
You remember how he started his career in Chicago?
Yeah, he started.
Think about it.
Yeah, there's a few other players, right? Like Harrison Barnes that are available. I think he might be a good pickup someplace. Will Barton is cool.
Another starter.
Chris spoke about Brook Lopez. I feel like Beal just cost too much. His contract was just too high. I mean, it being 46, 47, 48, 49 million, the Supermax. I mean, why? You don't need to go after a player who hasn't even, done that much in his career at that price.
How many times has he even been to the playoffs?
Yeah, I mean, he was in the playoffs a bunch with John Wall. I don't think he's made it without John.
Yeah,
I mean, he's also
averaged.
He's also averaged 30 twice in his career.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not trying to say he's not amazing. I just don't think he's a 1 or 2 on a championship team. I mean, but I don't think he's even worth his contract. And if you got a chance to go get somebody else, or just let your young players just get better, you know what I'm saying? And especially with this new CBA coming, you gotta be freaky with these contracts. These contracts can't be all over the place. They gotta make sense. And I'm very curious to see what Phoenix do over there with their contract situation.
They can't do nothing.
We seen the reports today.
Sign rec players.
We seen the reports about Obi wanting a change of scenery. Obviously, why the man is playing 10 minutes a game. He deserves more minutes. His per 36 is high. He gives you effort. He can stretch the floor now. Everything they asked him to do, he's been able to do. He's great in transition. He just need reps. So from the Julius Randle, Paul George podcast, he ain't going nowhere. He ain't going nowhere. He ain't going nowhere. He's injured right now. They definitely ain't gonna trade for nobody hurt. He ain't going nowhere. Right. You know what I'm saying? So it's gonna be Julius Randle, Jalen Brunson, and whoever that third star may be. But Obi seems to be gone. You know what I mean? How do we feel about this? How you feel about this, Henny?
I'm happy. Free
Obi
Obi.
gone?
I think he's
Free Obi?
free Obi. I want to see him play. Obviously, Julius Randle is a top 5 power forward in the NBA. It's hard to replace that, So Obi is just in a rock and a hard place. He's just going to be sitting there for as long as Julius Randle is producing. So I want to see what he could. I think he's capable of being a 20 and 10 guy with the right coach and the right players around him. I think he needs to go somewhere where he can show off his skill set, show that what he can do when he gets the minutes, and he has in the time allowed to him during Julius Randle's injury. He shows he's capable of doing things.
Yeah.
Regardless, is that this bum teams, or like people like to say, it was against bum teams, or the end of the year games. Regardless, he's capable of doing it. So I free Obi, man. Get him to a team where he can start
and get some minutes.
Or would you make the decision and trade Randall?
Nah, they're sold on Randall.
I don't see them trading.
I can do. I've sent them letters. I've wrote emails to get Julius Randle out of New York. There's nothing.
I mean, but Tone, think about it though, right? I mean, you're in 3 years. He's been in 2 out of the 3 years. He's been an All-Star. 2 out of the last 3 years, he's been All NBA. He's averaging 25, 10, and 4. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, how do you shooting 45%, 46% from the field and 37% from 3? Like, how do you replace that? Like, that's not something you could replace. In a perfect world,
it's not about replacing, it's about building, right? We know what Obi's capable of doing if he gets 30 minutes a game. That was the first thing that you mentioned. You know his numbers jump off the page when he gets the minutes.
Mm-hmm.
I would be intrigued to see what a package with Julius Randle and Fournier to Portland gets New York. Maybe a 3 pick, right? And now you got draft compensation, you got a young player, and you got Obi who can backfill Randle. It's all about the opportunities and the minutes, right? Obi gets 30 minutes. He can be a double-double guy. You can get Randle out of there. I'm confident that you would probably be able to get good compensation from a team like Portland who's trying to do anything to keep Dame. And it puts the Knicks in a position where they're able to either get young capital or they're able to get draft picks and continue to build through the draft where they've had good luck.
Does that make the
team
better?
Or you decide we keep Randall and then you trade Obi, to a team that's developing, right? Like a team I would look at is probably Detroit. You send him to Detroit, you get some depth. Maybe you get Boban and, Tibbs loved Alex Burke. Maybe you bring Alex Burke and Boban. You're cool, right?
That's not a bad trade. Like to get Boban for Obi, that's not a bad. Like I was thinking more like
Pistons got too many bigs.
Yeah,
they do. They do got too many bigs. That is true.
They got like 8 centers.
That's true.
That is true. That is true.
I don't think they trade no more bigs.
That's true. That is accurate. I was thinking more of a Grant Williams, to pick up Grant Williams, because I think that Boston is going to they're going to pay Jaylen Brown and they're not going to be able to pay Grant. So Grant's going to be a free agent most likely, and I will go after Grant.
He's tough. Yeah, he's tough.
Yeah,
tough on defense.
15 minutes a game.
You don't think Grant is going to want to start now?
Nah.
Now that he's free?
Nah.
I think he's going to want to start.
He could want to.
Can start. He's proven he can start. And there's spaces out there. Like he could go to Dallas and start easily.
That is a nice place for him, though.
That's a good place.
Because that's what Dallas needs. They need wing defenders right now.
Yeah, I'm not mad at that.
After letting go Dorian Finney-Smith, and they need wing. They need defense.
I would even try to stick it to Boston and go to Heat.
Ooh.
So
Obi to the. Oh, you mean
Grant Williams? There's options for Grant Williams to start. I think he did enough in the playoffs to say, oh, he's a starter. In my opinion, I don't know. In my opinion,
I feel like he's a bench player, but I mean, maybe
he's a role player.
He's a role player. Yeah,
he is. He's all about 3 and D4. That's rare.
It's all about it's all about situation, though. It's what the team needs, what they have starting. what they have starting, what they have coming off the bench. It just depends on what role he could fill being on a certain team.
Yeah,
Right.
for sure.
And he's gonna want money too. So.
And he definitely can start, but on the right team, he could also come off the bench.
I feel like for a
Easily.
contender, I mean, I truly think the Knicks are close. I think they're right there next season. Even if you run it back, I think they're a top 3 team in the East, in my opinion. I feel like it's just Milwaukee and maybe Boston, and then
I agree.
the Heat, and that's it. I don't feel like the 76ers is gonna come back next season based off of all the reports and James Harden and all this stuff. If they lose James, what it look like they are, I don't think they're gonna be as good next season.
They said he's still highly considered in Philly.
Yeah,
To be honest with you, even with James, I don't feel like they're better than the Knicks. But because I feel like the Knicks has a young core that literally gets better every year.
They just don't have the right pieces around Joel and
they are expiring. Tobias is expiring.
Nah. Tobias signed an extension like a year and a half ago.
Tobias is expiring.
He signed the same time Jimmy signed. That's why Jimmy was mad.
Oh yeah, they had to pick between.
Yeah. He got Tobias got a really good contract, so he's straight for a little while. Yeah, I think the Knicks is there. I think the Knicks are knocking on the door. It concerns me with Obi though, right? Because I think we all understand Obi's impact with 30 minutes. I think this is the opportunity to get Julius out of there while he's hot. You can get capital back, and I don't think losing Julius.
What's an even trade? What's an even trade for Julius?
To be honest,
what does that even look like?
Julius is a top 5 power forward.
Right.
To be honest
with
you, I would trade Julius to Portland right away.
For who?
I would take the 3 pick
and then
draft. I'll take the 3 pick and draft.
Draft who?
Why not?
Draft who?
Yo, I feel like you think that the
Knicks hold on.
need to rebuild.
No, rebuild for what? We all acknowledged. We started at the top of this and said that Obi per 36 is amazing. There is nothing like you don't have to redraft. You're gonna get a top prospect out of this draft, and you're just giving up Julius Randle.
Yeah,
right. Agreed. He's
inflated right now.
He still has to prove that.
Who has to prove that?
Say that. Obi.
Who? We've seen it.
He still has to prove that for a whole season. It's still.
I'm not, and I'm going to tell you why I'm not worried about that. I'm going to tell you why I'm not worried about that. If Jalen Brunson wasn't on the team, I would agree with you. Jalen Brunson is on the team, and Jalen Brunson is going to control the game, and he's going to make sure that the players are in a position to be successful. We saw what he did for Julius this year, right?
I'm not. Tibbs is our coach, so we could have got Victor. He's not playing.
Yeah, I don't see Tibbs playing.
Tibbs does not play young players.
Or maybe not a young player, right? You can. Oh, it's gonna be a young player. Maybe you can get Simon. Well, you don't need another guard, but
right.
There's a lot of things you can do.
But that's the
thing. I think Portland is the team that you can exploit. You saw what Phoenix just did to Washington. I think Portland is the team that you can exploit. You give them Julius Randle, you can probably get more than you think.
In my opinion, that'll make us better.
I don't see how you get.
It doesn't make them worse. It doesn't make them worse neither. They get younger, and you have the opportunity to get a generational talent.
Losing a top 5 power forward for maybe a top 50 power forward does make you worse.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, top 50 based. You guys said that his per 36 is amazing. Right. So if it's amazing, then it's not top 50.
That's per 36. You still have to do it. That's just an adjusted stat. That's like if he played. He didn't. He hasn't played a whole season.
Well, if you remove Julius, then we understand that he'll play, right?
Correct, but he still has to play. I'm not ready. I'm not ready to.
You're nervous.
You don't feel like you're showing enough to make.
You're nervous
to make that.
I know he can do it. I know he can do it, but that just him trying to figure it out, this is not the time to figure it out. Here, he needs to go to a rebuild team where he could figure it out.
Yeah, I
Like,
feel
him
like
trying to
we're
figure it
what's
out,
gonna
it's gonna
hurt-
make us lose.
What's gonna hurt is he goes to the rebuild team and average 20 and 10, and you're gonna be like, wow. Because
Yeah,
we
I'm gonna
already
be like, I know it.
understand that he can
I
do
just
that.
said that he free him.
So I don't know.
And
Wait,
Randall's
you
gonna
guys-
average 25 and 10.
So I don't know why you would be nervous about it.
Wait, Henny, say that again, because they're talking at the same time.
Okay. I said that that's what was gonna happen. He's gonna go to another team, average 20 and 10. And Julius Randle is gonna average 25 and 10.
And give you a poor attitude, poor body language,
Agreed.
everything that
That's just what comes with it at that point.
Agreed.
I mean, that goes into. I mean, I would trade Obi in the Zach LaVine trade. I mean, from what the Bulls said, what they wanted for Zach LaVine. A couple
Two
first
young
round
players.
picks and a couple young
Allegedly,
players.
that's the rumors.
So I mean, I would do that. That's something I would include Obi in that. Fournier. I would even trade, like you guys were saying, Mitchell Robinson.
And send Rose over there too.
I don't want to send Rose. I want to keep Rose unless we're getting back.
Just to give him some light, just to give him some hope. Like, I would like to see Rose back and playing.
If we get back Patrick
You on
Beverly,
mute, Chris?
nah, you still on mute. If we get back Patrick Beverly, then I'm cool with losing Derrick Rose.
Nah,
I feel like
give
we
me Alex Caruso.
Nah, I don't want him to. I don't want Patrick Beverly to play. I don't want Derrick Rose to play. They don't need to be in the rotation. They just need to be leaders on the team and vets and good vets to make sure the locker room is solid. That's why I want Patrick Beverly if we're gonna lose Rose, because I think a player like Rose is important on your team. Last year we had Todd Gibson and Rose. And this season we just had a Rose. If we need a vet, so if it's gonna be Patrick Beverly, I'm cool with that. I'm A-okay with that, and I'm A-okay with sending. I'm actually warming up to the idea of trading quickly for this Zach LaVine.
That's
why
tough,
though? Why? What is it that intrigues you about Zach LaVine that you're interested in blowing up your future for that, but you're not interested in getting rid of Randle?
No, I'm not interested in getting rid of Randle. I just don't feel like that's something that you can replace. I don't feel like you can just replace a top 15 player, because I mean, if you're all NBA.
So tell me about Zach LaVine.
That's essentially what you are. I think Zach LaVine would feeling good in right next to RJ and Jalen Brunson.
But what are you giving up?
So you'll give up you could give up Obi, you could give up Mitchell Robinson. You give up a couple first round picks if they're willing to take that.
First.
Yeah, I mean, listen. I think that it's important to get a stretch five like Brook Lopez. I think what Chris said earlier in the pod makes a lot of sense. Brook Lopez is and it's a place that he would go. Why? Because we're contenders at this point. We get Zach LaVine, we're contenders. We would need a Brook Lopez. And the crazy thing is this too. And I'll let Chris go. Is that the Knicks was 19th in defense. They were top 5 offense, but they were 19th during the season. Number 1 in the playoffs, yes, granted, but they were top 5. They were 19th in the season, which means even though Mitchell Robinson is probably the best offensive rebounder, even though he's a good anchor, we can still get better with someone else, right? Like, it's still a lot more room to grow. So yeah, I would, and Brook Lopez is a champion, and he's a vet.
High IQ player.
And he's a high IQ player. You know what I'm saying? Yep. And him with Randle, with RJ, keep getting better. And we keep and then we have LaVine and Jalen Brunson, and we got Hart coming off the bench, Grimes or Quickly if he's still there. I'm cool with that. That I'm cool with. And Hartenstein, cool with that. We can pick up, like what Tony said, maybe a Boban, or I was saying earlier, Grant Williams, or another ancillary piece. Cool with that. Completely. Go ahead, Chris. It's on you.
Yeah, I'd have to agree with you too. I would even consider trading RJ and trying to sign not along with Brook Lopez, trying to sign Jeremy Grant for the 3 spot and signing Brook Lopez for the center spot. I think that would really make the Knicks contenders, like real contenders, if you made that switch. You have Jalen Brunson at the 1, Zach LaVine at the 2, Jeremy Grant at the 3, Julius at the 4, and Brook Lopez at the 5.
It's tough.
That's a
Number
lot.
one-
That's a lot
number
of plays
one-
on your starting lineups. That's
Yeah,
rare.
that's a lot of turnover. That's a lot of turnover.
Then you got chemistry is the thing.
Chemistry is a
Chemistry
thing.
is a thing.
Well, that's why it needs to happen before training camp.
Chemistry is definitely a thing.
I think that makes the Knicks better defensively. It gives you a stretch. You can shoot the ball at every position. Which means that allows way more spacing, allows Jalen Brunson to operate and create. Jeremy Grant is a dog. He can go. He plays defense. He can go off offensively. LaVine can go off offensively, and Jeremy Grant is not a guy who's gonna sit there and be upset he's not getting the ball. He'll play his role. He'll make the hustle plays. And then Brook Lopez, he plays his role as well.
Yeah.
Rim protecting, knocking down open shots. That's all you want. You know, he brings the aspect of the scoring and the stretch 5 that Mitch didn't bring to the team. And I think the Bucks were like one of the top teams in defensively this year.
They were. He was actually
Because
one of the.
because of Brook Lopez. I think he was top 5 for defensive player of the year. Top 3.
I think he was runner up for defensive player of the year.
Yeah. So I feel like that will change the entire dynamic of the New York Knicks. While, like you said earlier, having quickly come off the bench with Hartenstein,
DiVincenzo and or Seth Curry.
I like those two. I like those acquisitions too of Seth Curry and DiVincenzo. Yeah.
Back to a question that Tone asked me before. He's like, "Why are you comfortable with getting rid of quickly or your future or whatever the case may be?" It's like, it's just the role that he's playing. Like the role that he's playing is replaceable, right? Dante could fill that role. Seth could possibly fill that role. You know what I mean? So, and also too, when you have Zach LaVine and RJ in the same lineup, RJ's coming out early. He's gonna be playing with the second unit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's like, okay, so RJ just gonna be in that second unit eating.
Yeah. Basically.
For sure.
And he's done that. Tibbs loved that lineup.
Another player that we heard that might be going back to the Knicks is Kristaps Porzingis. How we feel about KP? Stretch 5? No? You know he opted. He's probably. What do you think he's gonna do with Washington? You think he gonna opt in, opt out?
Depends. I think the time is coming up soon, and his agent, I'm pretty sure, knows the market for him right now. So, I honestly don't think. Was he 25 million? About if he opted in?
I'm gonna tell you right. I think it's 27.
27 million. I don't know if somebody.
I'm
would
gonna
give
tell
him
you
more
right
than that.
now.
I really don't know.
So here's my thing.
36 million. 36
Yeah,
million
I'm
play
opting
option.
For the player that Kristaps is, I think it worked perfectly for the Knicks. But for what he wants, I don't think it's going to work for the Knicks. I think he wants to be somewhere where he's the man. Right? We already saw that his issues in Dallas where he wasn't happy with his role. I don't think he wants to come to the Knicks to be a role player. I think he's trying to find somewhere where he could go and be a superstar. I mean, I think that he will consider it, but I also think he's going to consider the fact of he's not going to be that guy for the team.
He had a great stint in Washington.
Washington, yeah.
No, he
I was
did.
gonna say that.
He's gonna be one of the third strings. Imagine having Brunson, right? Imagine the Knicks make the acquisition at that 2 slot for that scorer, right? Along with Julius Randle, and now he has to find touches. I just don't think that's going to be the ideal situation for what he wants as a player.
Right.
Right?
Oh,
He
we're
wants
saying to sign KP.
Yeah, he's because KP.
Yeah, if he declines,
Oh yeah, nah, he wouldn't even come to New York for what?
Yeah.
Yeah, for what?
I personally don't think he's gonna decline because I think he's gonna take that $36 million because he's not gonna ever get that again. But some players think long term, right?
Yeah.
You sign the 36, something happens to you, you get less money.
Right.
Than you would have gotten this year after playing really well, right? You could sign a long-term contract that will get you more than that $36 million, right? You could sign a contract for $25 million a year, right? 2 years, you already made more than the $36 million.
Correct.
So I mean, some players do look at it like that. I don't know.
I wouldn't be mad at the KP move, bro. Stretch 5, him and Randall. I just feel like he probably is just like you said, his attitude. He's just not gonna want to get 15 points a game or 13 points a game because he's gonna have to be a role player, and he's actually a really good. He is a good defender. He's a great rim protector. And last season, for the most part, he was healthy. The games that he did miss is because they was tanking. They was tanking, so he missed some games. So last season he actually basically played the whole season, which is pretty good. It's pretty good to see. So yeah, man, KP maybe. Listen, KP might could go to the Warriors. The Warriors need a stretch 5. The Warriors need a stretch 5. That would be.
They've never had a stretch 5.
23 and 8.
They've never had a stretch 5. He's
right. They don't need anything.
They never had a stretch 5. But listen,
23 and 8.
Yeah.
Oh man,
Draymond opt out, and we don't know if he's gonna stay, if he's gonna go. He's probably gonna stay because of loyalty. He's probably gonna go because it's a new GM. It's a new GM, bro. It's a new GM, and
he ain't going nowhere.
We don't know, bro. You don't know,
bro. I'm telling you right now, he's not going nowhere.
Yeah, he's not.
Why is he not going nowhere?
The best deal he could get is from Golden State.
Probably
gonna sign.
That's the best it's gonna give for him.
It's the best deal he gonna get. He'll probably get
They're not the team that could give him the best deal.
Yeah, they're not the team.
I'm not even talking about best deal. I'm talking about best situation for him as a player.
No. Let's talk about the best deal. Let's talk about the best deal. What team's gonna give him $30 million a year?
Nobody's giving him $30 million a year.
A team that has it.
Nobody's gonna give him $30 million a year. It's not happening.
Giving him $30 million a year.
He just declined.
Giving him $30 million.
Which is why no one's giving him $30 million a year.
No
one is gonna give him $30 million a year. I'm sorry. 25. 25.
Okay, so $5 million more is not crazy.
So can I ask you guys something? He's gonna sign for 25 in Golden State, and he's gonna get a longer deal. That's all that is. No team is gonna give him 30. Period. He declined 30 to get a longer deal.
He's gonna sign a deal from anywhere between 20 to 25 million a year.
For 3 to 4 years.
He'll probably sign 100 million. He's gonna get 100 million, right?
Yeah.
It could be 100 million for 5 years, 100 million for 4 years. It's gonna be one of those two.
Yeah. It's going to be the same thing Andrew Wiggins did last year. Andrew Wiggins had $10 million less last season.
He'll probably have a option after the 3rd year.
Can you have 2 players on the court that don't shoot threes anymore? Can you still have that? Because you have Draymond Green and Looney, right? On the court, they don't shoot threes. The Warriors need a stretch 5 that can shoot threes because Draymond's not gonna shoot that.
I really like that Chris Stapps
sign and trade for Poole.
Nice. His IQ's not there.
I saw Dunleavy said Poole's not going nowhere.
Yeah, he's not.
He did not say that. It's his first day at work.
What he gonna say? He said his extension.
First day at work.
He has an extension. We plan to keep him during his extension. Yeah. Let the Wizards call and see what's up. You know what I'm saying?
And also the Heat don't have a 5 and 4 that shoot threes neither, so you can still do it.
Yeah, they had Kevin Love.
Who was their starter?
Kalo
Kevin
started.
Love.
Love. Yeah, they switched them into a star lineup.
Oh, they switched them. They did. So they did.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So they
that
did.
was my point.
I said he was going to start too. I
Kalo.
knew he was going to start.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you gotta. You're right. You gotta have a shooter at those two. One of those two at that position got to shoot.
You just
So,
gotta
yeah.
Either the
spread
4 or the 5. You gotta have a shooter at the bigs. Cannot be
Mhm.
two bigs that can't shoot. Cannot.
Yeah.
Right. You seen the Golden State versus the Lakers. They had to take out Draymond because he was a liability.
Yeah,
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Like it's difficult,
But he used to shoot the 3.
but now he's not
Yeah.
taking a shot because
Nah,
he's
Yeah,
shooting
now he's not
like
taking- it's-
30%.
It's crazy that a lot of
Yeah.
these bigs wasn't shooting. Like Sabonis, he ain't shoot during Golden State game. AD ain't shoot.
Because he can't
A
shoot.
lot of people stop shooting.
Yeah, Sabonis can't shoot.
But it's not about shooting and making it. It's about at least attempting it, so it changes how they play you. Like they got to guard it now. They weren't guarding Sabonis.
If you make it, they guard it. It's the playoffs. It's not the regular season. If you make it, they'll guard it. They're not going to make it. That's a terrible
Right.
possession. You're basically
And
saying
you don't need any long rebounds with Golden State. Like I'm not gonna be shooting that with Sabonis as the one getting back on D shooting that 3.
there's smoke.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Sure.
that's yeah, it's a bad plan.
CP to the Lakers. Good fit or nah? What's happening with CP? You know he's not gonna stay with Wizards. They're gonna wait for him or something. He's $15 million guaranteed. I mean he can back up
Sure.
D'Angelo or Kyrie. If Kyrie gets there, he could probably back up Kyrie. What's up? Like, what do y'all
It's a great
see him
fit.
at?
It's a great fit. He's the last of a dying breed, a legit playmaking point guard. Everyone's a combo guard now that can put up points. He legit can be a maestro and figure it out on the offensive end. Now the defensive end is my worry with him. His last stint with the Suns, he was really like during the season. It's like
I think
it was
he's
hard to
washed. I think Chris Paul's washed.
you think he's washed.
I think he's washed.
I think you
I think-
can't lose your mind.
You can't,
He
but
still
I
has
think
the
he's
mind.
I think he's an 11th man or 10th. I
that's-
think he's a 10th man on the roster.
Yeah, that's tough. I see him definitely starting on the Lakers. I think Chris Paul's
Starting?
leadership. Yeah, for sure. I could see his leadership
I don't know about that.
bringing getting more out of Anthony Davis. I think he could put Anthony Davis in better positions. I think he could also put LeBron in better positions. Getting LeBron off the ball, he won't have to be on the ball as much. Yeah, I think
He's so
I
dumb
think
about
him leaving DeAndre Ayton and upgrading to Anthony Davis will be huge for him.
You
I
think
think DeAndre Ayton is soft. So I think a lot of Chris Paul's game is predicated on how well his big is. And I think DeAndre Ayton's
So
just lack of effort and play had a lot to do with how Chris Paul could play offensively too.
So I don't want to get caught up in the back and forth. However, you
He
think
started.
you think that Chris
Yes.
Paul starts over D'Angelo Russell?
Yes.
Okay.
well that wasn't even.
This guy's
I was gonna go
nuts.
somewhere else. You said
This guy's nuts.
you think he could put AD in better positions.
This guy's nuts.
You think then you know LeBron's on his team, right?
Yeah, I do.
LeBron puts everybody in the best position they could be in on the court. CP's not gonna do anything different that you haven't seen.
So does Chris Paul.
So
We've
that's-
seen it.
that's-
We've
that's
seen
not-
it with every team he's went to.
Understood.
Am I right?
So CP's not going to put him in a better position. You know, put him in the same position he's been in and get the same results that AD's been getting for the last few years. Listen, I got Chris Paul going to LA. It's not to the Lakers. It's to the Clippers. I think it's a better fit, better coach, just a better system. I think he'll be able to start for the Clippers. They got Highland as their backup. I just think it's a better situation. I don't see him starting over D'Angelo. I don't even see him coming in after D'Angelo and being a backup. I see Shooter being that backup. We're talking defense. We're talking about offense for D'Angelo. Chris Paul, he plays at a different pace. He plays the old man game. It reminds me of Jason Kidd late in his career. I think that looks a lot better on the Los Angeles Clippers versus the Lakers.
Yeah, I think so too. But the Clippers, like looking at it from Chris Paul's perspective, does that even give you the best option to win? We don't know what's gonna happen with PG. Kawhi's been hurt you have a knee injury last year, this year, the year after before that. It's like, is that what you want to deal with at your wit's end? Maybe,
They're the best team in LA.
Maybe I know for him it's a lot. He cares a lot about his family. I know his family lives in LA. He probably want to be in LA, so the Clippers probably will make sense from a comfortability standpoint. But as far as basketball goes, I don't think he goes that far. Maybe the Bucks, but again, I see him in a backup role. I don't see him starting. Clippers, I see him starting on the Clippers, so I do agree with Tone on that. He can start on the Clippers, and then Bones could back him up. I see that. But I just don't see why you would do that, because you're probably guys, they're going to probably fall apart by January. So I wouldn't even put myself in that struggle.
All three of them.
Yeah, I wouldn't
Chris
even
Paul
do that.
Make it to the playoffs. He usually deteriorates in the playoffs.
Yeah.
Who?
So CP.
Chris Paul.
Oh, Chris Paul.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now Kawhi and Paul George, I don't know if they make it, but CP3 will make it to the playoffs.
I mean,
yeah, he hasn't missed the playoffs yet, right?
Who?
Chris Paul
missed it. Like team didn't make it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Nah, he's in the playoffs every year.
Okay.
He's in the playoffs every year. I mean, that's why he's a legend. That's why he's probably the best point guard of all time. If not one, he's probably two. If not two, he's probably three. And that's as far as it goes. He's a point guard for a reason. But at the end of the day, all the time is 1,000 and 1,000 billion and undefeated. Maybe one because it's just LeBron. That's it. That's it. Like, that's the only one. Like, and LeBron time is coming.
Oh yeah, it's a close game. It's definitely a close game. They tied up
It's a very close game.
Yeah,
LeBron just hit a step back three
right
on Father Time. Yeah, but I just don't see it too long. But talking about the Suns. Does Bradley Beal make the Suns a contender? Do y'all feel like? Oh, y'all feel like that Ayton trade coming? Where the hell Ayton going? Because Ayton got to go somewhere to make this really work. That's the truth, honestly.
So as of right now, I think it made him worse. And I say this to say because they don't have a point guard. They still have the same center they had last year. And no, Bradley Beal is not 1-on-1. He's not better than CP3, but for what they need, the position they need, he's a better fit. He's a better.
They said Devin Booker's gonna play the point.
Right, and he's not better than CP3. I don't want Devin Booker playing the point guard. I want him being a scorer. I want him worried about being a scorer. This is the problem. This was KD's problem before. KD had a problem on Thunder. The reason he left is because he didn't know what he was going to do. He didn't know if he was going to be the point guard. He didn't know if he was going to play power forward, small forward. He didn't know. That's why he left the Thunder. And it's going to be the same situation because he's going to have to do everything.
Mm-hmm.
Still, he's going to have to run the one sometimes. He's going to have to play defense sometimes because it's not his night. You know? So I think they got worse, in my opinion.
Coach?
I wouldn't necessarily say they got worse, but I wouldn't say they're contenders because I feel like they don't have enough roster to contend. Like it was the same situation as last year. It was like you're not gonna win with like four guys. Like, you need a roster. You need guys that can play, guys that can produce. Whether it be the 6th, 7th, 8th man, those are the guys that get you over the hump, right? You look at the Denver Nuggets this year. It was the others that helped boost them over the top. Like you need support. You need a supporting cast, right? They're gonna be sitting there. You have 3 of the top 1-on-1 basketball players on one team. Keep 1-on-1. There's only one basketball,
Mm-hmm.
right? And I could agree with Henny's point. I want Devin Booker being the best Devin Booker he could be, and that's the scoring Devin Booker. I don't want to have to put him in a position where it's going to hurt his game, right? Not saying he won't do well at the position. It's just, Devin Booker is at his best when you have him on the wing going to get buckets, right? That is where he's at his best. And I wouldn't want to take him away from that. So I don't think they're going to be worse only because of the talent.
Yeah.
Right? You upgraded with talent, but at the same time, you still your roster is still sort of depleted. Like you don't have enough to fill out your roster. And with all their salaries, it's like you can't really get much.
I mean,
to put around them.
With the 4, they're at 163.
Yeah, I know. I know it's
They're
around
already in a
160
luxury.
something.
They're already in a luxury tax.
Right.
Also, it's like they lost to
Denver.
to Denver because they can score. Yeah, they could but their playmaking defense was out of control. So how they answered that, they got rid of playmaking, kept their center, and added more scoring.
He's gone, bro. Aiden gotta go. He gotta go. Where is he gonna go? I have no idea. But there's no way on God's green earth anybody should be paying DeAndre Ayton $33 million a year. For what?
Yeah.
For what?
Yo, Joker embarrassed him.
Yo.
That. Oh my goodness.
Oh my God.
What's Miles Turner getting right now? He just signed a new contract.
Yeah, I was actually just about to go there.
2 years, $40 million, $20 million a year. There's no way in hell he's more valuable than Miles Turner. I'm sorry, he's not. He's not.
Well, he is, and I'll elaborate how he's more valuable than Miles Turner to the Portland Trail, to the Pacers. Remember, the Pacers offered him a max contract last year. This is the best opportunity for the Suns GM to get on the phone and say, "Hey, I still got that guy that you guys wanted last summer. What's the price for Miles Turner and Buddy Hield, who's coming on an expiring contract as well?"
For Ayton?
You bring those two for Ayton. You bring those two players because Ayton's gone. He's gone.
Where's he gonna go?
Ayton. Did you not just hear what I said? Pacers. So Suns GM will make that call.
For
Miles Turner for Ayton.
Miles Turner. I'm asking for Turner and I'm asking for Buddy Hield. And to HB's point, Ayton's not worth it anywhere else, but to the Pacers he is. They had a match.
I can see that.
Of course, it's a youth movement, and they just offered him less than 12 months ago a max contract. So
and sending him to the Eastern Conference.
They're not
gonna send him to the West. They're gonna send him nowhere in the West.
And what you get is you get a big man who can add some type of resistance to Joker, because that's the plan this whole summer. You gotta be able to slow Joker down somehow, because to Henny's point, he embarrassed Ayton.
Yeah.
But you give me Miles Turner and you give me Buddy Hield, I'm cool. You can fill in whoever you want to fill in. I got somebody who can guard Joker. I got 3 of the best scorers on my team. I'm cool. I'll take those chances.
Can I recant my statement after that?
Ayton averaged 10.8 points and 8 rebounds in that series.
Yeah.
Yo, they get Miles Turner. I have hope they become contenders.
Suns?
Oh,
I don't care who they put their point guard is.
It don't matter,
because they got somebody. They were able to beat the Denver the most. They had the most wins against Denver.
Okay.
And if they could just get somebody to stop Joker, I think they might have a little chance.
Slow him down.
Slow him down. You
guys are drinking. I need whatever wine y'all drinking, because ain't no.
It's interesting. You gotta make Joker defend. Joker's gonna have to guard Miles Turner.
Yeah.
You have to.
Hold on. Time out. Ayton got more in the bag than Miles Turner.
Miles Turner stretches the floor more.
Yeah, but he's a deeper bag than Miles Turner.
How so?
Ain't got no bag, bro.
Yeah, but he has a deeper bag than Miles Turner. Is what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Miles Turner can shoot threes at below league average, cool. But outside of that, Ayton, what is
Hey,
Miles?
guys,
What does Miles?
you guys
Sometimes
gotta-
the role make you better.
you gotta
Sometimes the
give-
role make you better.
You got to give HB a minute to go do some Googles. He's talking out of he doesn't know, and I'll look
You
out
think
for
Miles
him here.
Turner is better than Ayton?
Miles Turner does
Roll.
not. Miles Turner does.
Roll.
He is not a below average 3-point
He
shooter.
shot. He
He
shot
is.
37%.
He's not a
Not
below
below
average.
I think
He's
below
one of-
average is 34.
He's one of the-
Isn't that what he shot? Did he shoot 34%?
He shot
He's one of-
37.
He's one of the best shot blockers in the league for the last few years.
He
He's
shot
he's not.
37.
he
You don't
shot
gotta look it up,
37.
Ray. I just told you that 3 times.
So Miles Turner has a bag, and it's a lot different than DeAndre Ayton.
Oh,
He can
he
do a
shot
lot.
33% the year before, 33%
No,
the year before
We don't
that.
care about the year before.
34% the year before that. So him shooting 37% is really actually an anomaly.
Nah,
Here we
he's getting
go.
better.
Here we go.
Nah, he shot 33% year before, 33% again, 34%. Him shooting.
Just stop. I'm helping you, bro. Last year he shot 37%. Just leave it there. He's getting better.
Not really. He's
All
still
right.
shooting. He's attempting 4 threes, and he's attempting less threes and making the same amount.
Okay, he shot better than league average. That's all I'm saying to you. That's it.
Yeah, it's like I said. I think it's the context with that. I think it's him shooting a little bit less and still making the same amount. I think it's a little inflated. I don't think he's and this is the first year he's averaged over 12 points.
Sure. So again, this is a player that you're gonna have to guard. He's a lot different type of matchup than DeAndre Ayton. So I think it would be a good acquisition. He not just space the floor. He plays great defense.
Right,
Ayton was
that's-
getting cooked.
Right.
So it's a lot of different levels to it.
And that goes back to my point too. You bring in Miles Turner there, not really to worry about him scoring. So
You don't gotta do none of that.
You worried about him. You worried about him playing defense.
Right.
He scored the same amount of points as Ayton did last year.
Last year, yeah, he had a good season last year.
Right.
But there's a reason why the Pacers was trying to give him a max contract and not Miles Turner.
You're right.
What they
That's
did.
all I'm
Dancing
saying.
all over
That's
the
all I'm
floor.
saying.
You're
That's all I'm
dancing
saying.
all over the floor right now.
Roll
Miles
make you-
Turner would
roll
be
make
good
you
in
better.
Phoenix.
But you also got to remember Sabonis left. He was also playing next
Right.
to Sabonis.
Sabonis left, so that's why his numbers it ticked up like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
And then Ayton is doing what he's doing, the same numbers as Miles is doing with Devin Booker next to him, Chris Paul next to him, Kevin Durant next to him. He's putting up these numbers. So what
What
he
does that
gonna
have
do?
to do? What does that have to do?
Easy, big fella. KD came halfway.
I'm just saying. I'm just saying. So that's the
What
fact.
is that? What does that
I'm
have
just
to
saying,
do
I
with
know
him?
his
Getting,
numbers dropped when KD got there.
yeah. What does that have to do with him getting cooked?
I mean,
Defense has nothing to
everyone's
do with all
everyone's
that
gonna
other
get
stuff.
cooked by Jokic. If that's the bar, then there's nobody because Miles Turner is
Yeah.
not going to not get cooked by Jokic.
But he's gonna
Yeah.
play better, right?
AD got
Possibly not.
Possibly not. Is he a
Yes.
better defense? All right, let's make this
I
simple.
don't think
Is he
so.
a better defensive player than DeAndre Ayton?
I don't think he's better than DeAndre Ayton at all.
Defensive
Oh,
player.
yeah.
That's all
I
I
I'm
don't
trying to
think
help
so. Don't think
Okay.
so. Let's look at the defensive
fuck.
numbers. Maybe
you. You don't have to. You don't have
You
to.
bugging. You
What is
bugging.
it? What is
I
his, what is
wouldn't-
his defensive rating?
You don't have to.
I don't
You
even
have
know,
to.
but there's no way. There's
You don't
no
have
way.
to.
I feel like that's
I'm
something.
looking up right now.
Maybe I'm wrong, but I just feel
You're
like that's
not-
something I don't gotta
Let's
look at.
look-
You're not
I feel
wrong.
like
Look
that's
it
something I
up.
don't have to look at.
You're not wrong.
I just feel like there's no way.
I'm gonna
There's
tell you
no
right
way.
now.
It doesn't
I
even
feel
make
like I gotta
sense.
look at something like that.
I'm gonna just tell you what the numbers say. All right, so he has a defensive rating of 114.2. Miles Turner.
Who's that?
Miles
Mhm.
Turner. And DeAndre Ayton.
This year,
Yeah. DeAndre Ayton defensive rating
1.7
114.
114.
league
The
average.
lower the number, the better, right?
What'd you say, Henny?
League average is 113, I think. Or 113 league average this season.
More of the story.
It's
guessing
Mark
lower
Turner
than.
will be a better
Hold on,
fit.
relax. The lower the number, the better, right?
Yeah.
All right, DeAndre rating is 111, so he's the better defensive player according to the defensive rating.
Okay.
That's interesting.
Oh yeah,
Numbers
and
could be
earlier.
numbers could be inflated.
Okay, earlier. Just for the record, Tobias Harris is on a restricted. He's done. He's getting 36 million. This is his last season, so he's an expiring contract.
He's buying contract. Okay.
But yeah, I think we have one more before we get out of here. Before we get out of here, we cannot leave here without talking about possibly the second best point guard of the generation, Damian Lillard.
We could leave if we could end early.
No, not without Dame. Where we going with what's happening with Dame? What direction you think they're going in with Dame? They trading the third pick for Zion. What's your Portland do? Henny? What you got?
Honestly, I think they should just keep the pick and trade Dame. Like, try to force his hand because he has a no trade clause, correct?
No.
Oh, he don't have a no trade clause. Force his hand. Like, it is what it is. Like, you may look bad for a couple of years, but you have Scooter Henderson now. You know, if he's available, take him because it's like I can't. There's no. It's just start over. It don't make sense. Because I don't think there's anything out there that would just make you a contender.
Right.
The West just got too good. It just got too good. Just start over. Get a young player, develop him. He could end up being better than Dame. You know? You
wouldn't trade this third pick for Zion?
No, for what?
Chris, what you think?
No, absolutely not. I just don't think that Portland is a desirable destination for most players. So I already think it's going to be difficult to try to get players to come there and play with Dame. So I just got to piggyback on what Henny said. I would just keep my third pick. You know,
you don't think Dame and Zion is a attraction?
Zion is just not reliable. I'm not going to bring. So with Dame's mentality and what Dame is looking for, I'm not going to bring somebody who is not reliable in the NBA right now, who doesn't have any championship culture as of right now, to bring over to him and expect to win a championship. Right? Those are his aspirations right now. He wants to be a contender. He wants to be in the race. He wants to be in the run. I think he even runner up at this point, like being at the in the Western Conference Finals, the second round. You know what I'm saying? Like those are his goals right now. And I just don't think adding Zion right now is gonna make that happen for him. Again, he's just not proven enough to be reliable. For me, my first choice is gonna be Miami. I feel like they got the culture. We spoke about it on the last episode. Being around Jimmy, he's already said he wants to play with Bam. I feel like that culture over there would bring it out, and he's exactly what Miami missed this postseason. They needed that scorer. You know, Jimmy was trying to do a little bit of everything. You know, he was trying to be the scorer, and then he tried to be the guy that was facilitating and controlling everything, right? Which became a lot. Dame is like that.
Oh, he definitely.
You know what I'm saying?
That.
Like he's like that. Like he could go out there and put 60 on your head and look like he's ready to put 60 more. You know what I'm saying? Like he's built like that. He's a dog. Like he is ready to compete. He's ready to contend. And he's one of those guys that you could plug into the Miami Heat culture and he would elevate them right back to the NBA Finals.
100%. I would be highly upset if the Miami Heat get Dame. I'll be pissed. I'd rather him go to Brooklyn. Honestly.
Yeah, it's a waste of time.
It may be.
Yeah. It's not up to him. He don't have a no trade clause. It's not up to him.
The thing is, if he goes to Miami, what do you give up for him?
Tyler Hero.
Because I think that's the important
Tyler
thing
Hero
too,
and
right?
picks.
Like you gotta make
Tyler
sure
Hero
you're
and
not
picks.
stripping Tyler Hero and picks.
Yeah, for
But
sure.
does Heat have?
That'll be-
I don't think the Heat have. picks.
I just feel like the Heat have proven the Heat have gotten to the NBA Finals without Tyler Hero. So the fact that they see that they can do it with who they have around them, why not upgrade Tyler Hero's position? Right, you send out Tyler Hero, probably Kyle Lowry, right? And acquire Damian Lillard. That automatically gives you an upgrade to a team that just went to the NBA Finals.
I think that's a phenomenal trade. It's way better than what I think it's better than what I was about to say.
They got a
Yeah,
few
you
picks.
get Tyler Hero back. I would probably take that Jokic or Jovic guy. Their pick they had last year. You keep your third pick, so you still got the young. Yeah,
I would
I'm not mad at that.
anything. I would keep Strus, Vincent.
Yeah,
You're gonna have to pay them. They ain't gonna be able to afford Dame and all them.
How much are you paying them? They're role players. How much they really
They
making?
just went to the
15
finals.
million?
They're gonna command a lot.
Yeah,
Gabe
Gabe Vincent was a starting
15 to
point
20,
guard. Go ahead.
15 to 20 years. Sorry, not to cut you off. 15 to 20 years, but I don't think they'll. My best pick for them for Dame would be I would say he should wants to go to the Bucks. I would want to go to the Bucks if I was him.
What do you give up?
You give up Drew Holiday. It is what it is because I don't know. I don't think they have picks, so you would have to give up Drew Holiday, take that L, and get Dame.
Not happening. Giannis ain't letting that happen. Drew's his guy. Nah, I like that. I like that Miami a lot. I was actually two things. These are the two things that I got. It's either you trade that draft pick or you trade Dame. The draft pick option, I immediately thought, why don't we trade the draft pick to Toronto and try to get Pascal Siakam? Start there,
like that
right?
too.
If we can bring Pascal to the West and keep Jeremy Grant, now we got two big defenders, right? Which is the theme to try to slow down, the Nuggets of the world, the Golden State Warriors, having big physical defenders. Pascal could play the 4. So you have Dame, Anthony Simons, Jeremy Grant, Pascal Siakam, and Brook Lopez. Maybe you can bring him in or something like that, right?
They got to do something with Nurkic. They got to do something with him. He got to go.
Yeah, he got to go. So
they bring in Siakam. I'm asking for a trade immediately.
He won't. And
Siakam is not. They doesn't even make them contenders. That was a lateral move.
Siakam's not good. Is that what you said? You broke up a little bit.
Yeah, Siakam is not good enough to get you to the next level.
I agree. I'd rather take Zion over Siakam.
You rather take Julius Randle over Siakam?
Yes.
Pascal?
Hell yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
for sure.
People, you got to forgive them again. They got to go do some Googles on Pascal so they understand who he is. That doesn't even make sense. Pascal Siakam wasn't good, but you like Julius Randle. All right. So what I was saying is that
you're gonna explain why.
I would love to see Dame.
You're gonna explain why, or you just gonna just say that and walk away?
Please, I love to hear it.
No. I want you guys to do your Googles.
No.
I gave you guys.
Are you gonna explain why, or are you just gonna just back off?
Why what?
Why
you feel like
Siakam is better than Julius Randle?
Yeah. Do your Googles, and I won't have to tell you. The people know already because they can Google. So I would like to see. I wouldn't be mad if Dame went to Philly.
This is
crazy. I think a Damian Lillard, Joel Embiid duo would be ridiculous. I think you would have to give up Tyrese Maxey and some picks similar to the Tyler Hero option, but I think Dame and Embiid are a stronger force than what it would be in Miami, possibly. But I think that would be a strong duo. Kind of gives me that Jamal Murray. I don't want to be disrespectful, but like that Jamal Murray Jokic vibe just in the East Coast. Pick and roll with Lillard and Embiid would be unstoppable.
I think
so. That would be mine.
I think the pick and roll James Harden thing was good. I don't know if that is really what is gonna make the Sixers better. Is getting more out of a point guard. I think it's more of the other pieces playing up to par when it's time. Tobias Harris playing up to par. Shake Middleton playing up to par. Not Middleton, Milton. Maxey playing up to par. I think it's more of having PJ Tucker there, not doing much because he's old as hell. I don't know if James Harden swapping out Dame for James put them over the top. It might be in the same situation.
Dame's never missed the playoffs except for last year.
Yeah, James and Harden too. James Harden never missed the playoffs ever in his career.
You know that would be the best team that Damian Lillard's ever had.
Yeah, I understand. I just don't feel like the Sixers himself will be better than what they are now, because like having to play like I don't think the issue was James Harden, right? For you to want to swap out James, I feel like the issue was with the.
I didn't say anything about swapping out James.
Oh, so you're gonna keep James and?
I'm just saying if you just add Dame to that team, right? Let's get rid of Tobias, and maybe there's a way that you can keep James, right? Or maybe James decides to leave. They got a new coach, a championship coach.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So you're gonna
you bring Dame. I think that you put yourself in a good spot. Dame is a winner. He's a proven winner. You put him with Embiid, who we've all acknowledged as a unstoppable force. Some of you guys thought that he was MVP over Joker, which I thought was ridiculous, but I don't want to go there.
Who won it?
Huh?
Who won the MVP?
Stats can be inflated sometimes.
That's not what I'm asking you.
You mentioned that.
But who won the MVP? I'm not talking about stats.
Embiid won this year.
All right, so we was right.
Yeah. You were right. It wasn't about you being wrong. But Joker won the championship.
Yeah, but that's not MVP. It's different.
He did get the MVP.
Okay.
I took my time and Googled. You're wrong.
About what?
About Siakam and Julius.
Tell me what you found.
He averaged 25 and 10. Siakam averaged 20 and 8.
20 and 8 what?
24 and 8.
Oh, 24 and 8.
No, Siakam averaged 24 and 8.
24 and 8. Okay.
Hold on, I gotta make sure this information is right, because you first said 20 and 8 and Chris corrected you and said 24 and 8.
And 6 assists.
Okay, cool.
We gonna talk
so
about this.
It looks like you did your Googles, but you had the wrong website, apparently. Thank you, Chris. I appreciate your input there.
Anytime, sir.
4 points.
You said say that again?
He said I was off by 4 points.
Still wrong.
So
I don't know how he averaged 24, 8, and 6.
Let's tap it.
He averaged 24, 8, and 6.
Let's tap into it. Julius Randle or Siakam.
Can we throw the numbers on the screen? Can anybody throw the numbers on the screen and let the people decide?
I'm dumbfounded right now.
He averaged 24, 8, and 6.
Let's hold
HB,
on.
can you find it somewhere, please, for the people? Let's close out strong. 24, 8, and 6.
Hold on, I'm pulling up Julius' number. Okay, cool. All right, so Pascal averaged 24, 7.8 rebounds and 5.8 assists, shooting 48% from the field, 32% from three-pointer, 77% from free throw.
I wish it was better if we could see it. How many blocks and steals did he have?
Blocks, hold on. 0.5 and 0.5 blocks, 0.9 steals. That's Pascal. Okay. And Julius is
0.3 blocks,
25 points, 0.3 blocks, 0.6 steals, 4 assists, 10 rebounds a game. He's shooting 50. Oh my God, is that real? Okay, he's shooting 40. He's shooting 46% from the field.
He's shooting 46.
And then 34% from three. So with that said, with that said,
definitely.
Who you got, Chris? Who do you got, Chris, over Julius or Pascal? I need some facts, not just blanket statements. Let's give me reasoning Basketball
I'm
reasons.
thinking. When you do your Googles, you see.
I'd have to go Pascal because he's the NBA champion.
He's going to
So-
champion.
Yeah, he's proven that he can show up in big moments, as he did in the NBA Finals when they won their championship. He's had stints this year where he was playing like at an MVP level.
Mhm.
So is Julius. So is Julius. But Pascal is slightly more efficient. Julius beats him with the rebounds a little bit. But I just think for attitude and player, I think I would go with Pascal Siakam.
I think you guys know where I stand. I'll
Because
second.
I feel like he'll probably be a better leader too, as well. Like,
Mhm.
attitude wise. Like he'll play at a high level and bring some leadership.
Henny, what you got?
Yeah, I got Julius Randle. After Kawhi left, when he became the guy, he missed the playoffs twice. So yeah, he made it this year though.
He made the playoffs. The Raptors made the playoffs this year.
Yeah, it got a star next to it. I don't remember.
Who the
Maybe
Raptors
that
played?
was play-in.
It was in the plan. That don't count.
Okay, so he missed since Kawhi left. He's missed the playoffs 3 times. Julius made it twice.
So much for the winner take.
Once he became the man, he hasn't made the playoffs.
Guys, I want to go back to HB's point. I don't want to just throw blanket statements out because we could
What
say
you
the same
got?
thing about LeBron, right? He's missed the playoffs and he's the GOAT to some, right? So Pascal did miss the playoff. You are correct. You looked that up and saw that. When we talk about a player and his body of work and what he can do on the floor, just as a player, Pascal Siakam is this. I don't even think this is a real conversation. Is a better player than Julius Randle. Pascal Siakam can guard one.
Wait, Henny,
Can I
let
say
him
this?
go. Let him go. Let him talk.
He can guard 1 through 5. He is a elite defender. Julius Randle. Do I have to go into what Julius Randle can do defensively? It's not the same. Pascal Siakam can guard 1 through 5. He can switch everything, which makes him unique. Julius Randle is not that type of player. So again, you can look at the numbers and see what it tells you. From watching Pascal Siakam, and I think we see that their statistics are very similar and close. I'm telling you, from watching the games, Pascal Siakam impacts the game more than Julius Randle, and I would pick him on my team.
And Julius Randle was the guy last year, and they make the playoffs.
No way you watching Raptor games, so that's a lie already.
Wait, did you?
I've watched a lot of Knicks games to tell the difference. And by the way, Julius Randle has a higher, lower defensive rating than Siakam. If
That's
that counts
true.
for anything,
That's
he
true.
does have an attitude and averages more points and more rebounds. So maybe if he gets it together, he'll average 30 and 15. Who knows? So what are we really saying here?
Keep going. You know what I mean? 2 times NBA All NBA 2 times.
But Pascal averages more assists.
Ooh.
Okay.
Oh, okay. So I mean, if we're talking statistics,
Julius Randle averages 4 assists.
okay.
That's only 2.
So when you say Pascal averages more assists,
same thing about rebounds, and I can say the same thing about points. So, guys, I think we've established that they are very.
Pascal was two-time All NBA too, by the way.
I think we've.
So was Julius.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
right. So I think
that's why I'm telling what you said with that.
I think that we've established.
Like he wasn't.
Right. I think that we've established that they're similar players. One is a champion, one isn't, and one can guard 1 through 5. That's all I'm saying.
What is a shooting was not?
Julius Randle's a 2-time All-Star. So is Siakam.
You guard 1 through 5, and your defensive rating is lower.
So he's saying that the defensive talk is really a fluke because the numbers don't add up to that tone. That's what he's saying. He's saying the number says that Julius Randle is a better defensive player.
Okay. Listen, if that's what we're going off, that's fair. I'm not gonna sit here and lie to the people and tell them that I'm big into what defensive rating and all that stuff is. I'm telling you what I see and what the numbers say. They are very similar. They are very.
You're watching rap.
They are very. They are very similar
There's
players.
no way.
They are very.
Listen to numbers because there's no way you're watching rap.
They are very similar players, and Pascal Siakam can guard 1 through 5. And what sets them apart is Pascal is a champion. That's it. So I'm doing.
Position. The numbers say he should just guard his position because he's not doing a good job.
I guess.
Yes, sir. Eyesonpodium podcast. Episode 40, what? 7? We at 47 or 46? Where we at?
46.
7. Yeah, you said 46, but I don't trust you.
Where we at? 40 what? Yeah,
also
46. We have 46. We have 46.
Right.
46. Eyesonpodium podcast. You said what, Hetty?
4 more to 50.
4 more to 50.
50 piece.
You know what I'm saying? Shouts out to everybody who like, comment, subscribe. You know what I'm saying? Eyesonpodium. All networks. Episode 46. We signing off. Let's rock. See y'all later.
I don't read no comments. I don't care what they say. Time and place, we can talk about it. Last night I was wildin'. Made 2K over 2K. It's a new day and I'm back to problem. Bank account be crowded. By next June, need 5 rooms, soundproof. Watch them doubt it. Hey, they try to talk me out here. I done wasted some greatness just sitting there trying to think about it.